What's going on, guys? Today we are taking a look at Transformers Generations Voyager class Sandstorm. Now you folks might already know that this is a repaint slash remold slash redo of Transformers Generations Springer, the figure that I have already reviewed. And I gotta say, that Springer, he sets a high bar. So, taking a look at this guy, next to Springer, we can see that they feel and look like two completely different figures. Yes, they are using very similar components, and most of the stuff that is on Springer has been recycled for Sandstorm, but they do look and feel like two completely separate figures. Right down to the head sculpt, the guns. I mean, a lot of stuff here is different. Though I have to admit, when we see them in vehicle mode, you're going to see some similarities. So, let's put Springer off to the side for now and take a closer look at Sandstorm. As you can see, Sandstorm's head is significantly different. This is a brand new head sculpt. My only complaint about it is the ball joint is really loose. I mean, this thing is moving way too easily, but thankfully it will stay in poses. It does have light piping, which you can see here a little bit, which I'll show you light piping for both figures in a second. Though I think they are using the exact same light piping, unfortunately. They're both blue eyes. Overall, though, I really like this head sculpt. It is nice, it is cool, and it does look like G1 Sandstorm a bit.
Look at that light piping.
This figure is highly posable as well, but you are going to have some problems with all this backpack. This big piece, orange piece here, these giant wheel thruster things, you are going to have some stability problems with this figure, as you can already see that I am having. But you can pose him quite nicely. Head, as I said, on a ball joint. Shoulder is on a swivel or a ball joint attached to a hinge. There is a swivel just above the elbow. Elbow bends just about 90 degrees. That's a good 90. Fists do not rotate. Oh, I'm sorry, fists do rotate. I'm sorry, yes, they do rotate. There is some limited torso articulation, but there is kibble preventing full articulation. Hips are on double hinges, then a swivel underneath that, and nice ratcheting joints for the knees. Like Springer before him, just minor little changes in his pose, and you have got an awesome pose. This is a fantastically posable figure, and no matter what pose you put him in, he looks freaking awesome. Though, like I said, you do have to be worried about the backpack stability issue a little bit. Sandstorm's gun is also pretty cool. It is a friction fire gun that has this movable hinge movable handle, and the friction fire works by just doing this little pump action. And it fires a good, say, 1.5 feet. It's nothing great, but it does work. So I do appreciate that they didn't crap out on the friction firing like they have on most figures. And it is a big gun too. I also appreciate that. Transformation for this guy is pretty much the same as Springer, but we'll go into the flight mode first, or the VTOL chopper mode. Simply take his legs and kind of combine them, though they are a little bit difficult to line up. His feet will collapse, and then you fold them up along the back of the figure. Fold the knees down for landing gears, and then just kind of get things situated. Fold the legs back a little bit. For the upper torso, what we're going to do is take the head and just push the head down a little bit and take the chest. First, unpeg these bits on the side of his chest, like that, and then fold his chest up over his head. Unfortunately, he has inherited Springer's annoyance in getting the head to slide up underneath the chest. Then plug the head right into the body of the chest. For the arms, open up the inside of the forearms and fold the fist up into them, and then close the forearms. Do the same thing over here, like so. And then put the arms straight down. And take the section that the arms are attached to and fold them down. And they don't really peg into place on the inside, but they do peg on inside the shoulders. So just peg them in. Bring the nose cone up to the canopy, like so. And then take the entire backpack and start folding it away from the figure. Now the orange piece will unpeg and then flip up to form the tail. And then this whole section here will fold back to form the body and the fuselage of the helicopter. And excuse me, I think my cats are fighting for some reason. I think they're fighting over who's going to go in the litter box next. Just Stupid kitties. And then just slide up everything, peg everything into place, and there we go. Now, I will be the first to admit this is the weirdest VTOL, or vertical takeoff and landing, vehicle I have ever seen. It's just really, really strange. It kind of looks like a car was combined with a VTOL, and just supremely weird, but very cool at the same time. As I said, the transformation is exactly the same as Springer's, almost. One thing I did forget to mention is in robot mode, you know how Springer has these bits that can slide up and down for shoulder bits if you do or do not like them? They do not slide up and down here on this figure. Anyway, so VTOL mode is pretty cool, as I said. It is weird, as I said as well, but I do dig it. Now, compared to Springer, here, he does appear to be significantly larger, but that's just because he's got more bulk. And eagle-eyed fans will notice that he does not have the extra bit of transformation here on the side. You just put the arms straight back. That's the way the directions say to have it, and that's the way I'm going to do it. And I have to offer all of you folks a supreme apology. I have had this guy mistransformed, and I didn't realize it until I went to put him into car mode. What I was doing was I had the canopy back here folded back much too far. I really do apologize for that, guys. Big oops on my part. Just really sorry about that. And I'm going to leave that actually in the video review to show you that you can make mistakes. Now, what I was talking about earlier with it not pegging in, or the arms not pegging in, that's not true. They do peg in right here, as you can see. So, yeah, I am really supremely sorry about that, guys. I just got a little bit carried away with reviewing him, and whoops. Yeah. So, this way, the VTOL looks much better, much more concise, a much, much, much better vehicle mode. And the other thing I forgot to show you is how to plug this in. It's very similar to Springer's gun in that it should just plug right in to him in vehicle mode. And there we go. I still think Springer's looks better. Transformation into car mode is virtually the same as Springer's. To start off with, unpeg the tail, and I like to fold up the VTOL engines, then take the canopy and put that towards the back of the vehicle, like so, and then we can transform the sides the exact same way that we do on Springer. So just flip out these bits, fold the things that cover the tires around, bring them up forward, peg them into place, then take first fold up the heels, or the knees, then take the legs and split them just below the knees, flip them around, get them pegged into place, which these pegs are actually kind of loose. There we go. And then flip this section down. It doesn't really want to peg into place, so we'll flip the tires around and then flip them down. So flip the VTOLs around to expose the tires, and they will peg down. And then the tail section flips up forward, pegs into the roof, and flips down like that. And here we have Dune Buggy mode. Dune Buggy mode is simply crazy. It's absolutely bonkers, and it's the least of my favorite. It is the least favorite of the modes for me. Though I do like this, it's just my least favorite. That's not to say it's like bad or anything. I kind of wish they made the front wheels a little bigger or figured out a way to make the front wheels a little bigger, but I get what they're going for here. Very wacky racers type of vehicle we've got. From the front, it looks pretty cool in all honesty, but I mean, if he takes off from the start, it's going to be... So he's going to be popping some serious wheelies. Now, compared with Springer, he looks completely different, even though these guys are practically the same figures. And I appreciate that. I mean, there is a nice uniqueness to both figures that I really, really like. Just supremely awesome. And I forgot, you want the spoilers. Well, you can put the spoilers up front. I still have the problem with the Springer where the bits up front don't want to come together all that well, but you don't really have that problem with Sandstorm. But as you can see, they look totally different. Overall, Generation Sandstorm is a super solid figure, and he deserves to be in your collection. If you weren't able to get Springer, pick up Sandstorm. Like I said, he is a lot of fun. So guys, this has been Baltmatrix, and I will catch you next time.